Richard, what can you tell us about the Shape camera support systems?
So Shape are a Canadian manufacturer. They've been shipping product for sort of 10 years now. They're basically a growing brand within the sort of UK, but they have a very strong kind of user base in the professional film industry. So, for example, something like Mad Max, Fury Road, that was shot with ARRI cameras, and all of the kind of handles that we used on those rigs were Shape. And the reason for that is Shape have this patented push button technology. And what that basically is all of these kind of little red buttons, or on their Shadow series, which we can see on the back here, you have black button. Basically, you just push it and you've got 360-degree rotation. So it's very, very easy to rotate a handle without any kind of tools. So if you've got kind of a shoulder rig on there and you suddenly need to hold it, differently, it's very, very easy. You don't need any tools, just push and rearrange it.
And that's locked, that's nice.
Yeah, and that's locked.
Wow.
And basically, everything is made from aluminium. They basically give you a kind of a lifetime warranty and everything. So they manufacture all of their own product as well. So it's all machined in-house by themselves, put together, QC'd. And yeah, basically anything that is machined and is basically doesn't have any electronics or other kind of wearing mechanisms like gearboxes and things, basically we'll have this lifetime warranty. So at any point, you just send it back to us in the UK and we'll service it or replace it under warranty for Shape. But yeah, so they do a whole host of different rigs, from sort of wireless directors kits for monitors, etc., to kind of cages for DSLRs, things like the GH5, obviously very popular camera now. They do this cage for it. They have a really good solution for things like the Sony Alpha series and a lot of other cameras, things like the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera and Cinema cameras as well. They do cages for, they have very tailored solutions for specific cameras.
So you don't have to worry about what's going to work with which camera.
And then likewise, a lot of the components that go around that are kind of universal. So some are product specific, like cages, and some maybe, for example, with this Ursa model as well here with Blackmagic, in the same way Shape do this for Canon and Sony, they do extension handles. So you can relocate the grips from certain cameras, and you've got length adjustment. You can obviously, then you've got the push button technology to move it around. So, be it Blackmagic here, that's specific to this camera, but this wooden handle here, or maybe if you had a normal rubber handle on the end, these are universal components that can go onto any camera. But Shape do a very good thing of productizing things for customers, so that if you have a Blackmagic Ursa Mini or Ursa Mini Pro or an Ursa and you want a shoulder mount rig, you can buy the shoulder mount plate, you can choose the handles with it, or if you've got the Blackmagic shoulder pad, you can just buy the handle kit for it. You can add things like follow focuses. Here we've got one of the professional ones with hard stops. And for geared lenses, they do a friction-based system for non-geared lenses, which also comes with a geared wheel. So if you've got a lot of like lower cost DSLR non-geared lenses, exactly, it's a friction-based system that pushes tight against it, and
so
it's a very
all day sticking those.
Exactly, and gearings can be a faff to get on or off, and sometimes they don't work that well. Whereas the friction-based system is good; it tightens against the lens, and in most cases, with most lenses, you get a very good, subtle and accurate kind of feel with that. So this push button technology, Shape have actually just brought out into a new, what they call the Revolt Arms. So you can see here we've got a Revolt Arm on this GH5 rig. So this is their 4-axis rig. So basically I've got a push button here, so I can adjust that. I can adjust here. I can adjust here. I can basically very, very quickly, and unlike a Magic Arm where I've got to lock stuff and unscrew it and screw it, this is now in nice fixed positions moving around. So it's a really nice system. If you're doing a different shot and you need to tilt the monitor down, it's very easy. Again, this is now not going anywhere. I haven't had to loosen anything. So this kind of push button technology that Shape have, they've now incorporated into this little Magic Arm family. So this is the 4-axis, as I mentioned. And they also do a 2-axis, which is much shorter and just has the 2 points of adjustment. So basically rotate from left to right and then tilt forward and backwards. So it's a really nice system for mounting small peripherals like monitors or light panels or battery systems or whatever it might be, kind of into a rig.
The push button technology thing, it seems like quite a simple and obvious solution.
Yeah.
Does anyone else do that?
No, so it is a patented system that they have, and this came from really the founders of Shape. One of them was a set designer and one was a DOP, so they kind of worked in the industry for a long time. They saw a lot of the challenges that cameramen and people on productions faced, and they've basically set about making a product family. Like for example, the Atomus products, they do cages for these, they do cages for the video assist. as well. You know, they do all sorts of different mounting. Atomus's new Sumo, they've got a kind of handle system for that and a kickstand for the back, and you know, lots of different products that people are using. They either have a specific product for it or a universal product that fits. And then, you know, where possible, they're incorporating their, you know, patented push button system to make adjustment of everything as easy as possible. Because the last thing you want to be doing in the middle of a shoot is just go, I want to adjust this, but I need to get a tool out, or I need to put the camera down to do it. You know, certainly with the push button technology, when the camera is on your shoulder, you know, if your wrist starts to hurt a little bit in the middle of a shot, you can just push and slowly relax that arm. You're not affecting the shot really. You can do it in shot if you had to, you know, rather than starting to go, oh, this really hurts, and then getting that shaky camera vibe.
That's excellent, because even sometimes when you change the lens, just the difference in weight means you need to move things.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have to say, I'm just going to quickly change the lens and then spend half an hour readjusting and trying to balance it. And
exactly, and you know, this is their standard sort of base plate series here, you know, which is universal. You can fit, you know, the Blackmagic Ursa on here, you could fit an FS7 on here, you could fit a C300 or a Red or an Arri or whatever. But they also now have their new Revolt series here, which this basically has a memory foam kind of gel pad, so it's much more comfortable. The base plate slides forward and backwards, so you can move the position. So again, if you say you change the lens, you want to move the camera forward, you can put bars on the front. And there's a lot of adjustment here with re-rigging that base plate to suit different cameras. So be it an Arri, be it a Red, be it a Canon, be it a, you know, a Blackmagic or whatever you might want to use. So it's a slightly more expensive base plate system, but it just gives you endless flexibility.
excellent. So that's the Shape camera rigging system.
Yes.